when I saw him get in, I was like, okay, let's get ready and let's try and test Wing Zero and test myself and let's see what's up.
Yeah.
Word.
Yo, welcome to the Breaking Mindset. I'm Ippy, and this is Just Rock.
Yo, what's going on?
Oh, did I fuck it up again? I'm gonna do this. Okay.
You're gonna do that to every single show. We have that as a banter
Yeah.
trailer.
This is the show where we do a deep dive into the mindset of what it's like in some of the top breaking battles, ciphers, and sessions. Today, for our second show, we're going to look at two cypher battles. The first is a battle between Just Rock and Wing Zero from Found Nation, and the second one is a battle between Just Rock and Zeshin from Havokoro. So Justin, I guess you've chosen like these two battles. Do you want to speak a little bit about cypher battles and ciphering more broadly? Like, why did you choose these two battles, and what do cypher battles mean to you, I guess?
Word. I mean, the first of all, I chose these two battles because I actually don't have a lot of clips of myself in a cypher battle that has a full range of the rounds, because I don't really like tend to have my camera ready when I go into the cypher. So sometimes, after the cypher battle, I'm asking people, oh, did you get that? Did you get that? So this is two of the ones that I feel like it caught most of the battle, and I thought the rounds were interesting. It was a good exchange between two b-boys, and it's also two b-boys that I really respect. Till now, at that time, and also till now, two of the very good b-boys that I look up to. So it was definitely a good choice in terms of me just like kind of want to talk about what it was going on for me. What was it like for me to challenge these two in the cypher?
Yeah, dope. What's the difference, do you think, between, say, a cypher battle and a normal battle?
I mean, going back to like what you were saying, like what is a cypher battle? I mean, for me, like coming up in the scene very early on, I was taught by DJ Timber and later by Mouse that cypher is like a way to pay your dues in the scene, kind of like put your time in, put in that work so people can recognize what you do. That it was something that was instilled to me from very early on. So ever since I felt confident enough to step into the circle, I always wanted to make sure that every time I step in, I'm doing something that will make people remember who I am, whether it be battling somebody or whether it be just representing myself very hard wherever I go. So that was something that was like long time instilled to me since the beginning. For me, the main difference between a cypher battle and a competition battle is the fact that I think a cypher battle can go on for a long time. You never know how long it's going to last. It also you can it's more free. I feel like it's definitely a way to express yourself. It's a way to really push yourself to the limit, and you're really like putting yourself on the line. Your reps on the line. You're there one-on-one with somebody else, and it's really down to like who got it at that moment to try and take out the other person in whatever way you can. So for me, a cypher battle is a lot more intense. I don't want to say it's more real, but it is definitely a total different way of battling compared to a competition where you have like a round limit, where you have judges, where you have certain music the DJ is going to drop for a competition. Whereas for a cypher, it's really about finding that moment that you feel like the music is making you move. And at that moment, you feel like you want to call out somebody and you just go in. And then after that, you're on your own. You're in there against this other warrior and you guys are going at it. So that's the main difference. But at the same time, for me, the key is just to pay your dues, put in that work in the circles.
Interesting thinking about it as giving something back or paying your dues. But I really like what you said about the sort of individual agency that you have in the cypher. Like in a battle, it's kind of like you got to dance to this music, you got to dance for these many rounds, and also you're being judged for like how complete your round is. Is your round better than their round in a bunch of like really specific ways? In a cypher battle, it's so much more open than that. Like you can lose a few rounds just to kind of prove a point, or you could you might not execute your stuff well, but you're trying to say something else. Like you're trying to say I can push it, or I'm taking risks, or like I'm having fun, I'm clowning you right now, like I'm not there's all these other sort of narratives that you can achieve in the cypher that you just can't achieve in other battles because of that pressure to win the battle. Like there's I guess that's what I like about cypher battles, that there isn't a clear winner or loser. Like people will just have in the crowd are going to go, oh shit, Justin was like taking control of that, or I don't think Justin won the battle, but he's definitely like a more like all-rounded b-boy, or the people can come out with quite nuanced responses to what happens in a cypher because it isn't like judged on it isn't judged by the same metric of a normal battle. So
Word.
yeah, I really like what you said. Yeah, sorry.
I also kind of like how, like back in the day, people would like talk about certain battles that happen in the cipher, and then the word of mouth will pass on to other people like, oh, did you check that battle between Focus and whoever in the cipher, or Just Rock and whoever? Yo, that battle was dope. And then this is the kind of thing that is like, it's almost like an underground legend thing where people talk about it rather than it being documented all the time, like a competition battle where people will be like watching the YouTube to check, who won what or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas in the cipher battle, it's more like, you hear it from people at the jam, you hear it from other people who are ciphering and they witnessed it, and then word of mouth pass on to other people, and that's when you hear it back. And that feeling for me is dope. Like I really enjoy that kind of respect more so than maybe winning a competition even, just because that there are people who are in the same shoe as me that understood what I was doing and we share the same mindset. And then that's the kind of respect that is, what I'm craving for when I go into a cipher battle.
Yeah, that's super interesting. Let's check out the battle itself, man. Let's have a look.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Here we go, Wing Zero.
Yeah, so I'm really nervous at that point.
Yeah.
I just waiting, making sure that I get to be the one that go in, because I know everybody is hungry to get into this cipher. It's really small too. I don't know if you can see that.
Dude.
On the webcam, it looks like it's pretty big, but it's tiny. This is him doing the round, and you can see me kind of like trying to edge in towards the cipher.
Right, so you're trying to call him out.
I'm trying to block out Pace here. I'm trying to block out
My
Pace.
boy
here.
Pace from New
There you go.
Zealand
So
is
I
trying to
stood
get
in front
in.
of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like, they didn't see me actually calling him out, but this is like round 1, I think.
This is those
I was trying to go in there
imagination.
with a really high energy round, hitting the music. This is his response to me. Dope.
Classic Wing
Yeah,
Zero.
he's got so many interesting tags, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, really short round. I think he understood like the cipher is gonna go on for a while.
He's so musical as well.
Yeah, I got Timber playing though. This is dope. This is one of my favorite tracks that Timber plays. Really fresh.
Dude, you're killing
I'm
it.
trying to keep that energy going. But Wing Zero is always a kind of friendly guy, so it wasn't like I was trying to like get all in his face or being all like aggressive, because that's also not me as a person. So when I saw that he was like trying to come in with like kind of like in a friendly vibe, it actually made me more relaxed. I feel more relaxed now. I feel like, oh, okay, so this is not a kind of battle that's all like angry or aggressive. It's more like a friendly,
like a friendly exchange. Yeah.
Yeah, and really respectful.
Yeah, those are good cipher battles, I think. They're mature.
Yeah. I'm just trying to do short rounds to tire him out.
Yep. Because his last
also,
round
one
was
thing
pretty
that you
long.
don't know, man, like at this time, it's so hot because we are by the door.
Yeah.
This is right by the door.
Right.
So this is like really hot, and the aircon is not really hitting us. So like we were like both like drenched in sweat.
Yeah, if you haven't been to RF Jam, you don't really know how hot and humid it is there over there in March. And
also like the music is not really the kind of music that makes you want to go super like hardcore.
Yeah.
It's really kind of music that makes you want to vibe out.
oh, classic Just Rock.
I'm gonna throw in that little trademark, but bam. You can see actually my energy level is actually picking up rather than dropping.
Yeah.
And I noticed that when he did the hairspin, he was like kind of tiring. So that's what I was trying to go more of a...
Right.
I think I can sense that he was tiring out a little bit.
There was a bit of a slip.
Yeah, and because he did the hairspin before, he kind of like crashed into me. And then this time he was also looking, it was like... Yeah,
And
so
what
we
happened
walked
there?
into the homie there. Yeah, so I think he got tired. He kind of
I love how
got the
you,
burn. I was like, oh, yeah, is the homie okay?
you go over to this dude and you're like, his leg.
Yeah.
Like, why did you I guess why do you call attention to it?
I think it was like it was almost like kind of like a burn. Like he kind of like walked back to his side and he kind of fell over and he hit the homie on the knee. So I was like, oh, okay, so you're not controlling your shit now. You're hurting somebody. So I'm like going there to make sure that people can see that he crashed and he hurt somebody. So it was like a subtle burn that I did, because I can tell that, I mean, both of us are getting tired for sure in that humidity, in that heat. But I feel like at that moment was when I felt like I got the upper hand now. If I really want to push for, further like, damage here, this is a time when I need to like step up and try to make sure that I don't get the one to become tired. I need to keep my energy up to take over this battle now. Little burns that you want to do to, so that everyone in the cipher knows that, oh, the momentum is tilting to one person.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did with the whole knee thing. I was like, yo, look, man, he's crashing into somebody right now,
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
Yeah, so
classic.
my energy was still high. Yeah, I was trying to put forth some of my trademarks in now. Yeah, so that was yeah. At that time, I remember Wing Zero was definitely one of the big hitters that came to that jam from Foundation Crew, a very strong crew from Japan. And he's a b-boy
Definitely.
that I respect from his footwork tags, from his style, his general musicality. He was somebody that I really look up to. So at that moment, I feel like, you know what? I'm really nervous there, man. I remember just looking around and Pep is there, like a cipher master himself. So, it's really about finding that moment to like, hey, it's my time right now. So when I saw him get in, I was like, okay, let's get ready and let's try and test Wing Zero and test myself and let's see what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there was 2 rounds maybe after that. After the camera like kind of went away, it was 2 more rounds I think. And I remember it was Wing Zero who came and shook my hand. So after that, I just remember building with him, talking to him, and yeah, I mean, this is one of the best ways for me anyway to get to know somebody is, after a cipher battle, usually we kick it afterwards, no bad feelings, and then we start building. And then, that's how you get close to somebody, you learn more about them. And I feel like everybody I've battled in a cipher, when you look back at it, it's almost as if an icebreaker. You become friends. I become friends with a lot of these b-boys because of calling them out or battling them. And so it was almost as a way of us introducing to each other in a way.
Right. Yeah. That sort of dancing against each other is a way to get to know someone. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, that's fresh and that's interesting to hear, like that perspective. Let's move on to the next battle. This next battle is between you and Zeshin.
Word.
It's hard to kind of get a sense of what's going on. Like, where did this battle like take place? Like, can you give some of the
Word.
context for the exchange? Like, who called out who and yeah.
This one is a little bit different to the last one. So this one was in 2016. So in 2016 was when I first moved back to Hong Kong from Korea. So this is the first time I moved back to Hong Kong. It was kind of my first time, not the first time, but it was like first time living there and really trying to feel the scene of Hong Kong. So this was a battle. I think it was called Red Hot the Prince. I think it was a 2-on-2. And it was on a stage. So what you see in the cipher there is actually on a very smooth concrete stage.
Okay.
And Session was a judge that time.
Oh, wow.
And I think that 2-on-2 jam was won by Puzzles and his boy Blast from Supernaturals. If I'm not wrong, I might be wrong there.
Yeah.
But that time Puzzle was still living in Hong Kong. So from what I remember, I might be wrong, but that was what happened. And I remember just going there for that jam, and I didn't enter. I was just ciphering throughout the day. And, of course, when I knew that Session was coming, it's another heavy hitter from abroad, from the US, from one of the biggest crew in the USA, Happy Coral, a b-boy that was respected around the world as someone who was very dope with footwork, who has a lot of innovative steps, a lot of his original ideas. So definitely someone that really, really inspired me as a b-boy who loves footwork. So when I knew he was coming to judge, I was like, okay, let's see if I can, get some rounds in. So this was again during a break, I think after the prelims, and they kind of opening up the stage and say, okay, everyone, we have like 10, 15 minutes. In Hong Kong Jam, usually the cipher break is very short.
Right.
So it was like, okay, 10, 15 minutes. If you want to get down, come to the stage, So I went on the stage. I started doing some rounds with other people in the cipher, just kind of like warming up. And I just saw Session sitting down on the judge's chair. So his chair is kind of facing the cipher, but he was sitting down. I think he was just waiting for the top 16 to start so he can judge again. So he wasn't really ciphering. And I was like, okay, should I call him out or should I not? Because is it disrespectful? He's sitting down. He doesn't look like he wants to battle. It doesn't look like he wants to cipher. Maybe he's tired. Maybe he had jet lag. All that was going through my mind. But I was like, back to that same point. I was like, but he's here. If I don't battle him right now, I might go home regretting that I missed this chance because I might never see Session again. And in fact, till this day, since that time, I've never met him again. So I'm glad that I did what I did because I was like, okay, he's sitting down, but you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go in. So I remember I just kind of went into the cipher. I kind of went towards his chair and I was like, yo, let's go. Let's get it. And then I think from the battle video, that might have been from round 2 already. I'm not sure. It wasn't, you can't see me calling him out. I think someone took the camera out maybe round 2.
Like
so that was how the battle started at the beginning. Yeah. I wanted to hit him really hard early on.
So Sorry, I think it's quite loud. I'll just turn it down a bit.
Woo, that was dope. Damn.
Yeah, man. Zeshin. I think this is like... Oh,
Yeah, that was fresh.
nice, dude. Oh, shit.
Oh, trademark.
Fast round as well.
I think also Session is warming up too, because he was sitting down. Like I said, he was sitting down, so he has to warming up.
That's like classic Zeshin ankle steps. Like,
You hear the crowd there?
yeah.
Yeah. So that, I mean, I was just like in my own zone right now. I'm like, okay, so this is how the crowd's gonna be.
Oh, I see you're
So
responding to the little
I was
hop.
responding to his little tap.
Yeah, nice. I think what I like about watching Zeshin is like you can tell he thinks a lot. Ooh,
Woo, that was dope.
that was on beat.
That was fresh. You got so much character.
Yeah.
Dope. Yep.
Just so unique, some of the kind of positions he
Yeah,
gets
it's
himself
very, very
in.
unique. I think I actually wanted to gain his respect more than anything else.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows me. Like I know him, but I kind of wanted him to make sure that, he know who I am. He respect who I am. So I really want to push him to as much as I can.
Yeah, that was
As his
fresh.
trademark again.
What?
Yeah, it's really about trying to get the momentum.
Yeah,
Here
definitely.
we go, the trademark.
Nice, dude. What round are we in? 4, 5?
Nah, this is probably like 6 or 7.
Yeah, feels like a lot of rounds. The give up.
Word.
The give up.
There you go. There you go.
Oh shit.
I just left.
His creative kind of way to kind of say like I've had enough. Like, yeah.
Right.
What do you say? What do you think about like that sort of move?
Man, I mean, like when I was coming up, learning about Cypher, one of the things I think Timber told me was never give up in a Cypher battle.
Right,
Like, that's
never be the
one
last
thing
one? Yeah.
Yeah. That was always something that was instilled to me also from
Yeah.
early on from Timber. It's like, yo, don't shake their hand first, or don't stop first, don't give up first. So in a way, I said different people will say different things. Some people might not agree with what I say, but that's how I was brought up. And then when Session comes in and shake my hand, in my way, it was like saying that I won. In my sense, that was like
Right.
morally, I think I won based on that. But of course, Cypher battle, like everything else, is about opinion. It's about subjective opinion about who you think killed it the most. There's so many things you can say, who won what, who was better. But that's the beauty of Cypher battle. There's no judges. It's really about how you felt after the battle. And I know that leaving that Cypher battle, going home, I feel like I definitely did what I had to do. I left the Cypher battle with no regret. I represented. I put in work. And the fact that he shook my hand first, it might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but for me, that was a way to letting me know that, you did what you came to do.
Yeah.
And that's definitely what I did.
It's not. I think those respectful kind of ends can be nice sometimes because it's kind of like, okay, the point's been made, but it is also a way to say like, yeah, I'm gassed, or I've had enough, or like, yeah, I feel like, yeah, I've got nothing left. And I think the problem with Zeshin is that because he has really interesting and creative kind of runs, once he runs out of those, I don't know, 7, 8 kind of steps, like what can he bring to the table again?
Word.
I guess I just want to ask, and it's like, maybe it's a comment, but in both of your battles, both of these Cypher battles are so different to say watching the 7 to Smoke, where there's the rounds are quite long, and because it's a competition battle, it's so different. Both of the battles, it's like you're battling really footwork heavy dudes, like big names who are like really well known in the footwork kind of world. And you're both doing these really short, sharp rounds, and there's obvious moments where you're responding to each other, and there's, people who might be like, oh, who won the battle?
Word.
And like, yeah, what's your response to that? Like, do you think there was a winner and loser of those battles? And if not, then like, how do you kind of judge how the battle went?
I think with that kind of question, it's kind of like rocking. If you watch a rocking battle between two guys and on an Apache line, you always find yourself fixating on a particular person because of something that he does, or the way he rocks, or the way he does burns, or the way he jerks. Is because that style attracts you the most or more than the other person. So when I look in the cypher battle, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like, who can you stop watching in that cypher battle for whatever reason? It could be someone who watched Session doing all that original text and he can't stop watching that. Or it could be someone who can't stop watching the way I was doing very swift and like slicing footwork. It really depends on subjectively who you think or what you think is doper between the two B-boys. So that's the beauty of a cypher battle, is because, there is no clear winner unless it's very obvious where someone like totally get roasted and he gives up and he leaves the cypher. Yeah. That's a different matter. But in this kind of instant, in this two example, it's really hard to say. I mean, I wouldn't say, even for myself, I wouldn't say that I won either of those battles. But I know that I did myself justice in representing in those battles by putting myself on the line. Whether I won or not, it really isn't something that bothers me or concern me. Rather than that, I'll rather really want to hear what people think about the battle in terms of, oh shit, Just Rock, you killed it, you did good, you and Session both did really good. Those kind of opinion will always come back. People will always talk about who's better in the cypher battle, but that's what I like. I kind of like this debate that people have.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't concern me if I won or not, because it's not like I'm there to win. I'm just there to show my worth, to put in that work,
Yeah. Yo, Justin, that's it. Episode 2.
Yeah, man.
Damn, that was a good episode. I really liked what you had to say about the cypher battles, about ciphering, and just like the kind of mentality and perspective that you have going in to those sorts of things. I've never really thought about cypher battles so seriously before. So yeah, that was really dope. Just, for those that are listening, for those that are watching, what else was I going to say?
Say if you want to, is there any particular people that wants to get involved and stuff like that?
Yeah. For those that really like the kind of idea that we're trying to do with this, the Breaking Mindset, and if you want to get involved, like give us a shout out and maybe tell us like the battle that you want to chat about. It would be great to have you on. It'd be great to have like lots of guests talking about their experiences in battles or ciphers or sessions. So yeah, give us a DM and hopefully we can have you on the show. That'd be great.
Yeah, and a special shout out to my boy Vex for the artwork, the really dope artwork you see behind us. This is from Vex. So shout out to him. Also shout out to B-Boy Coma from Floor Gangs and Soul Kings for the really dope music at the beginning of the show. If you want to check out, Coma, the man Coma. If you guys want to check them out on IG, we will post up their IG around here.
So right there.
Give them a follow, man. Give these guys a follow. These guys are dope. They have dope artwork, dope music. So yeah, give them a shout out.
And yeah, please give us a follow on iTunes, on Spotify, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Peace.